Hi, I'm Michael Patterson, and we're talking about better brains by design. What can we do to design our brains so that they get better throughout life? And we've been talking about focusing on the importance of developing strategies, specific strategies that lay out specifically what we're going to do around three domains of well-being: health, self, our self-development, and others, how we relate to others socially. And we've talked about the importance of having goals, strategies, tactics. Another element that's important that we talk about is knowing where you are in terms of your motivation to follow through on this particular strategy. The third major area that I want to talk about now is the idea or the area of mastery. It's meaning, how well do you actually do this activity? What is your skill set? Are you still a beginner? Are you gaining some competence? Are you actually gaining expertise? And the way we talked about motivation runs along a continuum where you can sort of go from lower extrinsic motivation up to more intrinsic motivation, where you're motivated by your own interest and the desire to do this. Same with mastery. You may enter doing a particular activity at any level. If, for example, I decided that I needed more aerobic exercise because aerobic exercise is great for all kinds of things in terms of brain health. So I started riding my bike more. Now, essentially, I was a beginner. I knew how to ride a bike, but I'm talking about doing long distances, going up hills. So I put myself on the beginner level. And we have an actual chart on the strategy worksheet that we provide everybody when we do workshops and in the books. So you can chart where you are on your mastery level. And you can also indicate, are you happy where you are? You're just trying to maintain that level, or are you actually trying to go up to the next step? We recommend that if you're a beginner, you at least get to competence, to where you feel comfortable with what you're doing. You don't feel like you're having to think about everything you're doing. Once you've reached competence, you can stay there if that's what you want. But in a lot of these other activities, these strategies that we develop to build better brains, you have the opportunity to continue to master the skills and the learning and just the actual practice of it. The more you do that, the easier it's going to be. One of the really important concepts that underlies this whole concept is that talent, intelligence, training, ability, some people tend to feel that these are inborn. Others tend to feel that they can be trained, that you can learn all of this stuff. We definitely think that the science is on the side of talent and mastery can be learned. You can develop this through practice. There's a concept called deliberate practice, which is a very specific way. It's not just repetition of what you're doing, but it's repetition, intelligent and thoughtful and mindful repetition, where you are concentrating on areas where you're weak, in addition to areas where you're strong. Michael Jordan was a brilliant basketball player because he constantly was improving himself. He was constantly working towards mastery, not by refining the stuff that he already did well, but by identifying what he did not do well and bringing those areas up to a level of expertise so that there wasn't anything he couldn't do after a while. So mastery can be developed. You can learn. The whole idea here is that as you're working your strategy, you're not only sort of doing the bike riding or getting your diet better or whatever it is, but you're moving your motivation in the right direction, you're moving the mastery in direction. So it's constant growth, constant development. All of this helps your brain get stronger, helps your mind get stronger, and leads you towards the flourishing and the thriving, which is the goal that we're looking for, of a good life, a long life that is worth living.